Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please introduce yourselves in the comments. I would like to know you and I would like to meet you. Where in the world are you watching from? And to all of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your love and your incredible support. Please make sure that you introduce yourselves in the comments. I really want to know you. If you've not seen my last video, please go ahead and check them out. You already know by now this is the grants channel. So if you're looking for free money for your small business, for your non-profit organization, minority grants, and all kinds of grants, you can find them on my channel. But please do not forget to introduce yourself, because I really want to know you and I want to meet you. Don't leave this channel without introducing yourselves in the comments. Don't leave this channel without liking this video, and don't leave this channel without also sharing this video. Don't worry. I also want you to share your thoughts as well, because today I'm going to be discussing how to develop atomic habits. Yes, how do we develop atomic habits? Because I know a lot of people struggle with a lot of things that they've been trying to stop, or they've been trying to build for a long time, for the longest time. And I get this question all the time. How do you stay consistent? How do you do this? How do you do that? Today, don't worry, I'm not holding anything. I'm going to be sharing with you guys straight up and straight from the heart how to develop atomic habits. Yes. So come with me. Let's go. But please do not forget, like I said, introduce yourselves. I want to know you in the comments. Where are you watching from? What is your name and what do you do for a living? So guys, let's get right into how to develop atomic habits. So guys, let's talk about how we can build new habits by stacking them into existing habits that we have. Yes, how do we build new habits? Like maybe, for instance, you want to start reading, you want to get better at reading, or you even want to cultivate the habit of reading at all. I'm going to show you exactly how you can get into that momentum and how you can get better every single day. Yes, how you can actually develop atomic habits. These are habits that will actually pay in the long run. And I'm going to share a lot of examples that actually come to mind in today's segment, in today's live stream. And so just in case maybe you've been trying to lose weight, for a long time, I want to remind you that sometimes progress is invincible. Sometimes you're actually making progress. You may not see it, but it's there. Yes. So, and it takes time to show. Yes, but it doesn't mean you're not making progress. I want you to have that at the back of your mind. Remember, for people who are struggling to lose weight, you did not become big overnight. So you have to give yourself grace. You have to be patient and trust the process. And trust me, those tiny habits. And I think I told my husband this, I think a year ago or so. I said one day, and I told my friend too, I said one day you're going to wake up to a new body. And that's how it works. One day, you see those tiny effects, those tiny changes that you're making, that you're not seeing, that are not noticeable in the beginning. One day you will wake up to a new body. That's exactly how it works. And that's when you will realize that, oh, these atomic habits are actually, they're actually effective. So today I'm going to share with you how you can change those, develop habits that helps you to transform every square inch of your life. Yeah, so if you're with me, type yes in the comments. Yes, if you're with me, just type yes in the comments. I really want to know those of you that are actually riding with me in today's episode. And please don't forget to also introduce yourselves. I'm here to see you guys introducing yourselves in the comments. Don't forget to also like and do also share this video as well. So yes, how do we develop atomic habits? How do we build those habits? I'm going to be sharing them today. And please, I also want to learn from you. Is there something that you were able to overcome, that you struggled with at some point, and you had to build some certain habits that helped you, to get to the, your desired destination, your desired future? Is there anything different that you did? I also want to hear from you. I want to learn from you. So today, let's talk about how to actually, create that life that we've always wanted, that life that we've always, we've always hoped for, and how to become better every single day. So yes, the first thing I'm going to say here is the 1% rule. 1% rule, because small improvements accumulate over time. Small, tiny improvement. It doesn't have to be something big. It doesn't have to be so. See, it's as tiny as even maybe reading a page. every day. Yes, reading a page every day. So it's okay to read one page every day. Just build momentum. Hey, Deborah. Ah, Kabasa, thank you so much for joining. Thank you. How are you doing today? So it goes beyond just, doing a lot at the same time. No, you have to start small, So even if it's just reading a page every single day and building momentum every single day. And trust me, you get to a point where one page no longer suits you. One page feels too small, like, no, now I can do better. Right. So that is how you build atomic habits. But one thing I want you guys to do is don't skip a day. Try not to skip a day. So set goals that are almost negligible, that goals that you don't have to, when you think of doing that thing, you're not overwhelmed, you're not feeling overwhelmed. So you can set very tiny goals, such that when you think of it, you're like, just this small thing. Yes, that's how you should make it. Make it so small that it becomes something easy to do. That way, you're building a habit every day. When you do it consistently, it now becomes a part of you. It now becomes something that's, you won't even feel it when you start to do it, when you're consistent with it. I mean, it's also like working out. Yes, when you work out every day, even if you start with 10 minutes every day, it's something. It's better than nothing, and then you do 10 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow, 10 minutes, for a whole week, 10 minutes for 2 weeks. Before you know it, you yourself will say, no, I think I can do more than just 10 minutes now. And then you start to do 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and then 1 hour, and then 2 hours. That's how you get better at things. So a lot of times when we look at, when we set lofty goals, when we set big goals, too big goals, and we don't break them down, we feel, it feels too far. Man, this is far-fetched. I don't think I can. No, break it down into tiny things that they are almost negligible. Things that you can do with one hand, that you don't have to overthink, so go ahead and set those tiny goals for yourself and get it done. Do it every day. No matter how, you don't have to be in the mood. You don't have to be motivated. You don't have to feel motivated, but you have to build momentum. And how do you build momentum? Momentum is like, when you turn on your blender, for example, you turn it on, it's rolling, you have to keep it rolling and rolling until you're like working on autopilot at some point, right? You don't need a push like every single time. It now becomes a part and parcel of you. So when somebody even tells you not to do it or asks if you're struggling to do it, it feels like this tiny thing. That's where you build momentum. And this time it's not about motivation. So whether you feel like doing it or you don't feel like you're doing it, so you have gone beyond the point of looking for someone to inspire you or someone to encourage you, someone to motivate you, or someone to remind you. You have gone past that. You are now at the point where whether you feel like it or not, you're doing it. You just find yourself gliding into it effortlessly, without any kind of stress. And that's why I said those tiny atomic habits, those tiny little habits will take you to your desired future. Those tiny habits, when you build them, over time, you honestly, you have no idea how, the weight it carries. You have no idea how big of a change that is going to do for you. It's going to make a huge, huge, huge difference for you. And one day you look back and see how far you have come. You look back and see, wow, it's like going on a journey, like they say, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a giant step. You do it one step at a time, one step at a time. You don't have to look left or right or compare yourself to whoever is doing 50 high jumps. You don't have to care about that. So just go at your own pace. Yes, go at your own pace. And I'm telling you guys, you have to create those small shifts. Yes, those small shifts in your habits, they're gonna change the trajectory of your life. I'm telling you. Yes, and success is, like I said, it's not about those massive actions. Yes, it's actually about 1% daily improvements that compound into big results. It's about those 1%. See, make a 1% change. It's like committing to drinking water, more water, and maybe you start with just 1 liter and then you graduate into 2 liters. Before you know it, you're healthier, you're fresher, you're looking cleaner, your skin is looking clearer, so It's like I said, it's not about massive action. It's just about those 1% daily improvement. That 1% daily improvement is way better than waiting to do the big one, at once. And I'm also gonna say this for people who want quick, like we're in the 2 minutes era, where we want to make 2 minutes noodles and we're done now. We are rushing. Where are you rushing to? You're not rushing to hell. So I would implore you guys to, take it easy one step at a time and stop looking for those quick fix. No, quick fix. It sometimes, a lot of times, really, it's damaging in the long run. And I'm sorry, but the truth has to be said. People who, like, it's just an example, but it's also the truth. People who want to lose weight by taking Ozempic and all of this quick fix, these injections that they have to take every single day. By the way, you have to take for the rest of your life. Otherwise, if you stop, you're gonna get bigger than you were. Quote me anywhere. Yes, I'm speaking from people who have done it in the past that tried to stop. They realized that they became more hungrier than before. They were eating times 10 what they used to eat before, and they gained the weight so fast. So why not chill? Why not just watch what you eat, reduce what you eat, work out daily, drink lots of water, just change your lifestyle habits. Just change, even if it's just 1% of what you used to do, that you make a change, make a difference every single day. This is the change that is long lasting, that gives that. There's no pressure, I tell you, and you will see the difference. Remember that you didn't get to that size in just one day or in 2 months, and you want to lose all that weight in 2-3 months. Don't do that to yourself. You're going to be damaging yourself in the long run, in the short and even in the long run. So go the long route. Yes, the long route is usually the best. Yes, I'm telling you. So just commit to a change, a lifestyle change. Could be 1% lifestyle change, maybe reducing that soft drink or that beverage that you take every day, or reducing high fat comfort foods that you take, maybe reducing that and replacing it with something, with a healthier option, maybe taking out fast food from your diets and cooking your own meals, eating more vegetables, water. I'm just giving you an example. Drinking more water, drinking lots of water, and making those changes. Yes, it looks like I said in the beginning of today's segment, in today's live stream, I said sometimes improvements are not noticeable. You don't notice those improvements, but you are improving, I can assure you. And that's when you wake up one day and people will look at you differently, like, you seem to have lost a lot of weight. Remember, you were not seeing those differences when you started. Yes, you were not seeing visible. You were not seeing the visible difference in the beginning. But I want to assure you, it's just a matter of time. And like I told my husband like a year ago, I said one day you will wake up to a new body, and that's exactly how it works. You just need to, trust the process. You just need to, make those tiny changes. I tell you, there is power in tiny changes. Yes, there is power in it. And 1% better every day. If you're 1% better every day, then you are 38 times better. I would have done an illustration if I had my board here. So when you make those 1% improvements, so it's just 1%, right? 1%, the slope is pretty much like this. But guess what? The compound effect of 1% change every day, it's upward slopey. Yes, it is upward slopey. So that's the compound effect of just 1% change. I'm telling you, and the same thing goes for if you're 1% worse every day, you're gonna get nearly zero progress, like nearly zero progress. I'm telling you. So it's better to be 1% better every single day for a year. And that is going to make you at least 38 times better in the long run. And I'm telling you, sometimes progressing, it feels slow. That's why some people are discouraged. Yes. But I want to tell you that early progress, remind yourself, or just have this at the back of your mind, that early progress is invincible and it can be discouraging. I'm not going to dispute that fact. I'm not going to come here and tell you that no, you're going to be inspired. No. And that's why you shouldn't wait for motivation. You shouldn't wait until you're motivated. Just know that, okay, it's there. You may not see it. It may not be visible now, But trust me, in the long run, you will see it. And that's why a lot of people quit. A lot of people quit because they're not seeing that, massive change now. But I'm telling you that breakthrough actually comes later. Yes, because as you're making that 1% change, it is compounding, and the compound interest is building for you. One day you will wake up to a new body. And I want to tell you that patience is very essential. It's something that you need to, yes, if you want to build atomic habits, you have to be patient. You have to be patient. I recently started going back to the gym. I wasn't going to the gym for the longest time. I mean, I was just working out on my own. Yes, I walk for 2 hours every single day, but I realized I think I need the rest of my body. Like when you go to the gym, you get to work out, your entire body. So I've been going to the gym in recent times, and I've been seeing, improvements. Yes, it's tiny, but one thing for sure is you're gonna feel pains. I mean, for those of you that do, full body workout, so you're gonna feel pains here. You feel pains here. You feel pains on your legs. You feel pains everywhere. And with time, you start to see visible difference. You start to see you're gonna, have your arms toned. You're gonna see your body toned, and you have to definitely trust the process, because it's just a matter of time. Yes, it's a matter of time. That goal that you've set for yourself, you will definitely get there. But like I said, you have to trust the process. Now, the next thing you need to do is to create systems. Apart from setting goals, a lot of times when we set goals for ourselves, okay, I want to lose maybe 20 pounds in maybe 3 months or whatever, whenever you set for yourself, and you're looking at those, you keep looking at the weights, the scale all the time. I tell you, that is not as important as certain systems. What are systems that you have to put in place? Things that ensure that you get things done, you do your workout, whether you feel like it or not. So it's up to you. What are the systems? Everybody's system is different. So what are the systems that you have to set in place? So like I said, you have to create those systems because they will help you make progress. Yes. And the problem with goals is that a lot of people have goals. A lot of people, almost everyone have goals, but they only bring temporary results. And those goals they can kill your motivation. Yes, after you've achieved it. But when you set up a system, even after hitting that goal, it now becomes a lifestyle for you. So focus on building, processes that actually reinforces long-term habits. Focus on doing that. Sometimes it's not visible. I remember one time I did something, I challenged myself to something, and I was able to do something I've never done before. I think I did it consistently for a month. And I spoke with a friend of mine, and she was like, "Oh, but it's not yielding." Yes, the difference is there, but she's looking at like instant gratifications. And I was like, I think we need to look beyond, getting instant gratifications. But she didn't buy that idea. But I think not long after, the benefits, the real core benefits started to roll in. So imagine if I only set goals and I say, okay, I've hit the goals and I'm stopping. No, you have to set goals that will help reinforce long-term habits. And that becomes a part and parcel of you. Now you also need to create identity-based habits. Yes, you need to create identity-based habits. These are changes that, true changes actually happen when your habits are tied to your identity. It becomes a part of you. It becomes part of your branding. When they look at you, when they see, and this is something my clients tell me, I go over and beyond, and that's what I want them to remember me for. That's what I want when they think, oh, I met this person and she did X and Y and Z and did extras for me. I want to be the first person they think about, talking about my brand. So you have to make it a part of you. What is that thing that you want to be known for, whether it's your business or whether it's your lifestyle. So that's why they say lifestyle. It's something that you have to commit to. It's like sleeping and waking up. You can't do without it, right? It's like eating every day. You can't do without it, right? So you have to create these habits as part of your lifestyle. So don't aim to just run a marathon. Aim to become a runner. When you say I'm a runner, it means that you are running. You're going to be running. You keep running. There's no end to it, right? So that is exactly what I'm talking about. Because every action that you take is a vote for the type of person that you really want to become. Every single action that you take is you're actually reinforcing back, that ideology, that this is who I am, that identity, this is who I, it becomes a part and parcel of you. Now, let's talk about the habit loop. Yes, let's talk about a habit loop. Repeating loops actually makes habits automatic. When you repeat things, repetitive things is something that's, it now just, it now becomes something that you do effortlessly. It's effortless for you. My friends would tell me, how do you do these things? This is just you. No, I think you're doing this because you're already, you it has become a part of you, or because you've done it for a long time. And it is true. Yes, it is true. I quite agree with that. When you do something consistently, after a while it becomes a part and parcel. You don't struggle with it. You don't, and sometimes those tiny habits are actually preparing you for something greater in the future. Something greater in the future, and you now realize, oh, okay, all of these things was just preparing me for this moment. And the truth is, those experiences that you had, those tiny things, those things that you've been doing consistently, now transforms into something, the larger, you start to see the larger picture. They all now start to come together. Yes, they now start to come together. That's why repeating habits, repeating these loops, they make habits automatic. I'm telling you, whether for better or for worse, but I want you to please choose the good ones. Don't develop bad habits over time. I mean, if you drink and drink and drink and drink and drink to stupor every day, it's just a matter of time you're going to become homeless. It's just a matter of time you're going to have to sell your property or put up, everything you have, or file for bankruptcy. It's just a matter of time. So if you build better habits, in the long run, it will also compound. It's going to make a loop. Yes, it's also going to create or form a habit loop for yourself. And yes, there are lots of bad loops that we can also stop. Maybe like checking our phones all the time. I'm talking about habits here. Or scanning through your phone maybe during church service or while you're praying. And if you want to stop it, then you can actually do it. You can create systems like not bringing your back close to you, maybe putting it under your chair where it's not easily accessible, during service. And of course, turning off the ringtone. So these are things that you can use to also help yourself. Remove yourself from places or things or people who constantly remind, or take you back to where you don't want to go. You might have to look for new set of friends who will help you, who will push you, to that next level that you've always wanted to go. Now, the first law of making behavioral change is to make it obvious. You have to make it obvious. Maybe you're someone that doesn't work out. And I'm using workout examples multiple times in this session because it's something a lot of people can relate with. So maybe people don't know you as someone that goes works out or take care of yourself or in that way, so you can start going. And when you start going, when people see you, like, okay, this person now goes to the gym. So make it obvious. It's even a challenge for you. It's like creating an identity, yes, something to be known for, and accountability too. People can ask you, oh, did you go yesterday? Oh, how was the experience? So you can actually, make it obvious. So instead of saying, for people who want to read, instead of saying I will read more, you can say I'm going to read for 15 minutes. Yes. And then give it a time. Like for me, in recent times, I've been reading my Bible at 4 in the morning every day, 1 hour of Bible study. Yes, 1 hour of Bible study every day. And it's been honestly, I can't believe this is me. I can't believe I'll ever get to this point. Honestly, I cannot even believe it. And I do it with so much enthusiasm. I do it with so much happiness. I was still telling someone this morning in church that it's it's so exciting for me, like a child, waking up in the middle of the night when you typically I would grumble like, oh, I need to sleep, but I wake up at 4 a.m. and I'm so anxious. I'm so eager to read the word of God. And I do it 1 hour for 1 hour every single day. And it has improved my prayer life. It has improved my relationship with God. And by God's grace, I'm also, helping other people, inspiring other people to also read their Bible. So I'm going through the entire Bible. Yes, the entire, every single book in the Bible is what I am reading right now. So instead of saying I'm going to read for 15 minutes, just put a timeline. I mean, instead of saying I'm going to read more, so you can put a time to it. You can say, I want to read for 30 minutes every day or 10 minutes, and put a time to it at 4 p.m. every day or 2 p.m. every day or 10 a.m. every day. Just put a timeline to and put the where, maybe in the office or maybe during your lunch break or during, because a lot of times people think they don't have time. We have 24, all of us have 24 hours every day, and nothing is ever as um as impossible as we make them seem. If you really want it so bad, trust me, you will make it happen. Yes, if you really want to do that thing so bad, you will find a way to slot it in. It's like saying, oh, I'm in love with someone and you don't make out time to see the person. Where is that? What kind of love is that one? So you can also use habit stacking. Yes, use habit stacking too. Like maybe after I brush my teeth, then I'm gonna meditate, or after I brush my, I'm gonna read for 10 minutes, or while I'm in the bathroom, I will pray. Or while I'm in the bath, I will listen to this podcast, or I will read this book, audiobooks. I will read this book. So you can also make good habits. Yes, you can make them visible, and bad habits invincible. Before you know it, those bad habits will go. Those bad habits that you've cultivated over time. Don't forget, when you do these things consistently over time, it becomes a part and parcel of, even if it's just 1% change, just 1% change. I'm telling you. Now, the number two thing you need to do is to make it attractive. Yes. Dopamine drives habit formation. I remember the first time ever, not this time, the first time I used to go to the gym, that was around 20, I think 2017. I used to go to the gym every single day at the time. And I remember every morning, when I work out, I feel this, I feel so energetic. I feel like I can conquer anything, like I'm ready to conquer the day. So you can actually, dopamine can drive habits formation, because the more rewarding a habit feels for you, the more you feel like, oh, I've achieved something today, the more likely it sticks, the more you even want to repeat it as well. Somebody is asking a question. Do you need help funding for startup business housing or individual purposes? Okay, yes. Because when you bundle habits with rewards and you get positive reinforcement, you bundle those good, wonderful, awesome habits. Start doing those things, start practicing them every single day. And those tiny, like they say, tiny drops of water makes a mighty ocean. Just keep doing those things every single day, no matter how hard it is. I know some people struggle, maybe their mental health where they are, currently, is not so encouraging, for them to commit to doing these things. But I want to tell you, no matter how tiny it is, just do it. Like Nike says, just do it. And I mean, overall, try to make it easy, as easy. You don't have to do the big things every single day. You can do those tiny little things, make it satisfying too. But please do not stop. Never ever stop. Thank you so much for the like. Do not stop. No matter how tiny it is, make sure that you do it every day. Even if you forget, the moment you remember, just do it. Because when you do it over time, you can't break it in bit. It's like cutting a rope that is bound together. When you cut it, what happens? Detachment. So do it the moment you remember. Do it, if you can. And if maybe you remembered in the midnight or something and it's too late to do it, it's okay. In the morning, make sure that you do it. You don't want this rope to cut off, eventually. So please make sure that you commit every single day to those tiny consistent habits, and you're going to see an identity shift. You're going to see something massive will change inside of you. And you can also design your environment to aid you to doing those things, like getting everything you need ready, so that there's no excuse, so that you don't, come up with excuses that, oh, I can't do this thing because my ex is not ready, or because my wife is not ready, because I'm not done this, or because I'm not done that. So bring things, use triggers. I've talked about triggers so many times on my channel. Use triggers that helps you to get things done, and before you know it, you're going to achieve long-term transformation. And I hope that with these few points of mine, I have been able to convince you and not confuse. Hey, Sarah, thank you so much for joining. You're amazing. So I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not confuse you, that you can actually get things done. You can develop these atomic habits, whether the devil likes it or not. And I want to leave you guys with this quote from the Word of God, from the Bible, because I'm a Christian. And the quote is, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So no matter what it is that you've been struggling with, I want you to remind yourself that you can actually do anything, no matter how big it seems, or no matter how difficult it seems. You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. Thank you all so much for joining. And of course, I'll see you guys next week. If you want me to talk about a particular topic of interest, please let me know in the comments. I'll be glad, to research it and discuss it with you guys on this channel. Till I see you guys in my next video, take care of yourselves and God bless you. Bye for now. Bye, guys.